Hey guys, for social studies, we are here today to talk about just making decisions and how that affects voting. And that's kind of what we're going to be talking about all week is voting because we have our election coming up and I think it's important for you to know the process and how people vote and what it goes into. Sorry, my dog's barking. All right, so the first thing I want you to really think about is when do people make decisions by themselves and for themselves? And so I've kind of brainstormed a few ideas like we would have done in the classroom about making decisions. And I said sometimes we need to decide a snack that we're going to eat, or maybe what color to use if we're drawing or coloring a picture, or what socks to wear. Now, what information do you need to know in order to make those decisions? A lot of things go into that. Okay. Um, oops. You have to know what is available for you to eat. All right. You need to think about what you're drawing and what it's about in order to pick the right color. And also for the socks, you need to know what color are they and if they're going to match your outfit. Okay, so when you're making decisions, there's some outside influences that can affect what decision you're making. You have your parents probably telling you, when I think about the snacks, what you can or can't eat. You have rules and you have laws. Not so much about snacks, but maybe in the classroom you have some rules. If somebody has a peanut allergy, you couldn't have it. You have your teachers influencing your decisions. Maybe they've only told you you can have a healthy snack in class, or maybe they don't care. Um, your peers will influence your decision, maybe because if they have the allergy, then that would affect it. And then also you have media. The media is like the news or the radio or YouTube or anything on the computers, or it could even be from a video game talking to people. But all kinds of things affect your decisions and the way you make your decisions. So that was for you as an individual. Now, what happens when you're in a group of people that need to make a decision? And when do you think, can you think of any times that a group would have to make a decision? All right, so I brainstormed some and I came up with maybe it's where you're going to go out to eat with that group of people, or maybe you're going to play a game. What's what game to play? Maybe some people want to do Minecraft and some want to play Fortnite. All right. Then you have to sometimes when you're in a group decide what movie you want to watch. And that's a big one with my family, okay? Now, what might influence the group? Maybe it's on where you're going to go out to eat. It might be the cost. Maybe if you don't have a lot of money, you're going to go someplace like Wendy's. And if you have more money to spend, then you can go to a restaurant where you're going to sit down and people bring you your food. So it maybe cost is a deciding factor. It could be transportation. Maybe you're at home and you don't have a car, and so you order pizza. Or if you have your car, you can go get tacos. Transportation makes a deciding factor. Allergies. If you're allergic to something, then you are not going to. Hold on one second. Arcanine, come here. My doggy's making noise at me. Okay, allergies can be a deciding factor. Age can be a deciding factor, especially in the movie you're going to watch. If my 4-year-old's going to watch with us, it's going to be a lot different than if I. Oh my goodness, my dog hit the button. Sorry, guys. Um, Age is going to decide the factor, especially with the movie. Um, your location can be a deciding factor. Maybe if you're going to play a game outside or inside, depending on weather. Individual ability. If somebody's too young to play a game, you might choose one that's a little bit easier. It can just come down to the preference of the group and what you prefer to play. That's a big thing too, and just what you have more fun at, or what you enjoy eating, or the types of movie you want to watch. And then last, there's gender. Me and my daughters might like to watch a movie that my son and my husband might not want to watch because maybe it's more of a girly movie. All right. So a lot of things can influence a group's decision, and there's a lot of different deciding factors. All right. So, there's 4 typical ways to make a decision. Let's go through all four of these ways. The first way is that one person can decide for the whole group. Now, this is called a monarchy, and this is when you have a king or a queen that makes decisions for a whole country. And sometimes, one person making a decision for everybody might not meet everybody's needs. Okay? But some countries, they do it that way. The second way is that every single person contributes their ideas and they tell their beliefs and what they want, and then the entire group goes and votes, every single person. Then the the option with the most votes or the majority, so like more than half, that vote wins. All right. The third way is that a group can compromise. All right. And if a group of friends can't decide, let's say they can't decide between riding bikes or playing games, then what they would do is maybe in the morning ride bikes, in the afternoon they'd play their games. All right. And so maybe do both. Now, the fourth way is that, let's say you have a big group of people that need to come up with a decision. What you would do is you would split that big group into smaller groups, and then these small groups would decide on whatever the decision is, and they would choose one person to be a delegate. That person, the delegate, would represent that smaller group, and you would come together, and that one person would make a decision that benefits the smaller group, and they would vote. All right. And so that's kind of how we do it actually here in the United States. And we're going to talk about that a little bit this week. All right. So what I'm going to have you do is we're going to do some vocabulary together. And so you need to make sure you get your social studies journal because you're going to be writing that vocabulary too.